My name is Kelley Walsh. I'm a recruiter here at GPAC. I've worked here for 3 years, and I'm on the engineering team. I had a couple of former coworkers of mine reach out to me about this opportunity, and just like everything, I asked them a million questions and really got to know kind of what all it entailed, and I was on the market for a new position. I have a financial background. I worked for a big nationwide corporate bank for 7 years, and then a smaller regional bank for a couple years after that. Primarily kind of in sales roles. They were like student loans and mortgages and originating those. It's super helpful to ask a lot of questions as you get started at GPAC. I'm not gonna lie, the first 3 to 6 months were difficult, and the gentleman who brought me into GPAC was very transparent about how difficult it was going to be. And part of me thought, is this guy trying to talk me out of this? But he was just being very honest and upfront. But, you know, if you can get through, you know, that first 6 to 9 months, it gets way easier, way better. That is one thing. Another thing I love about GPAC is that the longer you're here, the more loyal you are to the company, the easier and better it gets. So they have different goals that we can reach as we prolong through our career here. That gives us more opportunities for, you know, like better job titles and more income and more commissions. So I always, when I talk to people about GPAC, I always tell them, you know, this is not a career that you can kind of dip your toes in and, you know, say, yeah, I'll give it a try for a couple months. This is something you have to dive like headfirst in for, you know, I always tell my friends and stuff, you have to give it a year if you're gonna really try this. When I look back to some of the companies I've worked for previously, I have loved all my jobs I've had, but like for example, when I worked for the corporate bank, there was always red tape with pretty much anything. If I thought a process needed changing, if I thought we should say this instead of that, you know, it was a huge ordeal to kind of ring it up the ladder. And one thing I really appreciate about GPAC is their transparency and openness for new ideas. You know, we have an amazing IT team, and that's a big piece of what we're working on at GPAC is being able to improve our technology, and they're always more than willing to hear your ideas and, you know, help come up with solutions of how to make my job easier. I mean, at the end of the day, they're all there for us recruiters. We're very collaborative, and what comes with that is a little bit of some friendly competitions throughout the team. And I really enjoy those. They keep me motivated, and it helps me also get to know my team members a little bit better. So one thing we really value here at GPAC is having that competitive mindset. When I think about my past careers, it's been a very structured schedule with kind of punching in 8 a.m., you know, taking that half-hour lunch. I remember we would get stuck on phone calls at my last job, and we'd get in trouble for doing our job but taking our lunch late. And so it was just very corporate-y, punching in and out. And this is not like that at all. If I have appointments, if I have family stuff, if philanthropy is really big for me, so I spend a lot of time volunteering, and I can do that as I please, and I know I'll have the support of the team behind me. One of the big passions I have is being able to travel, and so this lifestyle has really allowed me to do that. You know, whether I'm out of the country or in the country, I'm able to just hop on my phone, and if I need to send a quick email or follow up on something, I can definitely do that. And then, you know, if there's things I need help with, my coach and my team members are always here to support me as well. I think there are two moments that really stick out for me as I got started at GPAC. One of them was after my first placement. It was just a few months after I had placed a gentleman down in Denver. A couple months after I made that placement, he reached out to us with like this thank you email and said, my whole life has changed. He had been doing a long distance relationship and he was able to move. They were able to close on a condo, and it's just crazy to think of how much a job can impact your life. And so for me, that moment really kind of clicked of I'm not sitting here like doing a transaction, just making calls every day, like maybe how I felt in prior like call center role type of jobs that I've had. I'm actually making a difference in these people's lives. So that really clicked for me at that point. And then I would say somewhere probably around that 9-month mark is really where I felt comfortable. You know, I'm always learning in this job, but I felt like at that point, like the hurdle of the learning curve was definitely over. I felt like I knew what I was doing and was successful at this, and being able to kind of just go about my day without needing a lot of help and a lot of assistance from my coach. And so for that, that 9-month mark is really where I felt comfortable in this position.